It's been very hard to try to make videos, working from like 6 a.m. to 7 at night, and really takes a toll on you. And not only on having a lack of time with anything, but actual dreams. I noticed sleep deprivation definitely suppresses my abilities greatly. Every time I go into a pattern of not enough sleep, I dream a lot less. I have far fewer out of body experiences. I have far fewer like deja vu experiences and, things that I would associate with spiritual connection to things. So, having said that, I'm still made a few TikToks and was active on there for a little bit. But yeah, driving the bus now. It's interesting. Not as hard as I thought it would be. The cones are a lot harder. The magic tricks. You have to do these magic tricks on cones. It's a lot harder than being on the road. But yeah, we have some interesting stuff that happened um, over the last few weeks. Actually, some really terrible stuff that happened. And I just feel like the timing is really peculiar, okay, about how there's this escalation of chaos right before the election, right? And we have these strange, unusual hurricanes that are really terrible. It almost feels like people are just, their area is destroyed and they are simply abandoned. And to me, these are like guinea pigs, test subject cases for weather warfare. All right. And you know what's interesting about, I'm talking about Helene, the prior hurricane. This hurricane, Milton, I knew, like, intuitively, like as I was watching it unfold, when it was just a tiny storm, I knew that it was going to become something massive. Like, I just knew it in my soul. And as strange as it is, it became massive in literally a matter of hours. So, have these unfolding, chaotic situations, the wars and the rumors of wars. Netanyahu, president of Israel, saying the day before Iran attacks them, the day before, that there will be a regime change in Iran and the Iranian people will soon be free. Now, why is that like the most remarkable coincidence that the day after Iran attacks them, and also just before they happen to invade Lebanon? Now, in my opinion, I think that Israel has some kind of plan, some grandiose plan, to actually take over a big chunk of the Middle East. You gotta give me a second here, we got a leaf blower outside. The most beautiful sound in the world, a leaf blower. So the psychotic plan, right? I think that they believe is going to unfold very well and in their favor. But so far, they're really struggling just in Lebanon alone. No, you didn't miss anything. I'm literally just blabbering, Angel, because I missed being live. And I just wanted to come on here to say something at least. And what the only thing you missed is that I'm talking about how right before the election, hype and greedy, we have chaotic events unfolding. and things that are pointing to even greater chaos, right? So, like one thing after another. And all I'm saying is that this is like the extra time to be vigilant. And what I mentioned in the previous video, right? All the Israeli connections to Heliofont, right? On their website and their obsession with Jews. This has been the main theme for the last few weeks going on. Remember, the Jax video was solved now too. JAX 10/1/24, the day Iran attacked Israel, the day before Netanyahu saying there will be a regime change in Iran. And actually, as far as I know, that is the plan. The plan is to take out the Ayatollah. Now, that's psychotic on the highest levels of psychopathy. Um, the chances of that actually working out and everybody singing Kumbaya in the end and Iran being free and everybody happy and dancing in the streets, I don't like how. Like, first of all, look, if Russia has a pact with Iran. They actually have a diplomatic pact where they promised to assist them if attacked. So if Israel were to take out the Ayatollah, I have a really hard time believing that nobody in the region is gonna get involved or help them out, or their allies won't assist them in any way. I really think that is super unlikely. So we have this very strange thing unfolding where, Israel's trying to take over the entire Middle East and they think their plan's going to work, right? I think their intentions from their perspective, they think their intentions are good. But what did I say in the prior video? That the road to hell leads from good intentions, right? You have good intentions, but they'll lead you to hell, right? Hey, Nathan, what is happening? I'm just talking about, I think we're in the final months of Ipetgoat2. I really do think we are now. I think there's a lot of evidence pointing to it. I think that this is an incredibly impossible coincidence with all the Jewish stuff and Israeli stuff related to the cartoon and the Islamic stuff in the cartoon itself. Like, it's unfolding before our eyes. And I'm just interested and a little bit terrified to see what happens. Because, look, like, if they actually take out the Ayatollah, I think that's going to just lead to a chain reaction and just total disaster. Maybe not. I mean, I don't know. It's just whatever the case may be. I think they have this imperialistic plan. Okay, kind of like, I guess, Russia maybe taking over Ukraine, kind of a similar idea. They have this imperialistic plan where they just want to take over more land. But of course, there's also more to it, right? There's the cosmic connection. There's the spiritual connection, as I discussed before, the association, the transition of the kingdom of Osiris to the kingdom of Horus, right? So Osiris is attempting to retain his power here and to retain control of the human race as depicted by the green lizard man in Ipetgoat2. He's trying to hold on to power desperately, right? And I believe Israel and among others, Israel, Russia, they represent Osiris. They represent the old kingdom and retaining and maintaining power in the old kingdom. And the Islamic world represents Horus, the Dajjal, the new consciousness, the new world, right? So this is the competition right now, okay? They are pushing and pulling against each other. As we know, what happens in the end of the cartoon, however, guys, is that in the end, what does the snake do? The snake runs away when the sun rises. The sun rises and explodes, and he still runs away. So we'll have to assume that Osiris cannot win his wish of maintaining power. But I'm especially Will. Hi, Will. Nice to see you. Very nice to see you. I'm especially interested in seeing what happens around the election, actually, if anything does. All I can tell you guys is just to be extra vigilant around there, um, because weird shit's going on. Okay, so look, even Donald Trump wants to bomb Iran. Like, if you guys are for him and love him to death, like he's your god, he explicitly said publicly that he wants to uh, put to rubble Iranian cities. So, why am I saying this? Because regardless of who's in power, they all seem to just really bomb Iran. And Iran, to me, is a representation of the new world, new consciousness, the Horus side of things, right? The Islamic world in general is the heart of the new consciousness, okay? Whatever that new consciousness is, I don't know. Uh, it's not a coincidence, guys. I know I'm blabbering here, but everything happening in the last few weeks, we don't know when Israel is going to attack Iran. It'll probably not be on the Day of Atonement, which is tomorrow. No, is it Rosh Hashanah? I don't know the Jewish holidays too well. My dad is very much a practicing Jew, so he would know that. But yeah, as far as like dreams go, I had a dream last night with my son was in my dream, and that was literally the only dream I've had last like 3 weeks probably. Really strange, chaotic dream. I kind of forgotten at this point. But King Stephen Roy, hello. Very nice to see you. Very nice to see you indeed. Um, already happened on the 7th to the 13th. What already happened? What? you gotta let what already happened? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm out of it. Not Rosh Hashanah. Yom Kippur. That's what I'm thinking about. Yom Kippur is tomorrow. Okay, and it ends on Saturday. So that's the Day of Atonement. Okay, so that is, interestingly enough, a holiday that represents a day of forgiveness, right? A day of forgiveness for your sins. There's a lot of sins to forgive here. I'm just saying, just pointing something out here. Definitely a lot of sins. But anyway, I'll be around. Just leave you on a unnecessary fun fact. Did you guys know that a turning signal on a bus is on the floor? So if you want to make a left or right turn, your right foot's on the brake and your left foot is pressing down the entire time on the right or left signal. So not only are you're doing that, and you're also having to look at the right mirror when you turn, because you're not looking straight. You have to look at the mirror so the side of your bus doesn't hit the side. So you make your turn very wide, and it's interesting. It's different. And then going back into a car afterwards, you do the same habits, and you're like, you keep trying to stay to your left, right? Because there's so little space between the lines in a bus. Like, you're constantly pushing to the left so you don't stay in the bike lane. So you're obsessively trying to veer to the left. And I go into my car and I'm like doing the same thing. I'm like, why the hell am I sticking to the left? I'm not on a bus anymore. It's interesting, but having said that, it's definitely not as hard as you think in general. Like, it's nothing spectacular or crazy difficult to do, except for the cones, the magic tricks and the cones that they want us to do for some reason. Those are extremely hard. I thought the same things too, King Stephen, and my kids are having dreams in the meteor showers of the dragon's tail. Glad you're figuring out. Thank you. Major X flares from the sun. Oh, right. Steve, you're right. The X flares from the sun. Yeah, Horus is staring at the sun in the end. That's correct. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Steve. Really appreciate it. There's actually been a lot of solar activity and a lot of flares. We had X9 solar flare just a couple of days ago. And definitely it's part of it. Definitely this is the process, right? We're seeing the process unfold, right? Whatever the white sun is doing, the Mandela sun is doing, it's starting to come to a singularity of some kind. And one more thing I put in my community posts that I put in a community post, Theology Ed's recent video. Very good video about the movie The Ring. Okay. And his videos have been incredible, and he's been more accurate than just about anybody predicting things correctly. So definitely check it out. He talks about this recent hurricane and Donnie Darko and all these really deep, profound connections to things. Yeah, but that's about it. I mean, I'll be back at some point, so take it easy.